Order. Let the record reflect it's Tuesday, April 21st, 2020 at 5:35 p.m. As a preliminary matter, this is Mayor Pro Tem Michael Glotz speaking. Before we get started, I'd like to ask anyone joining us remotely to please be patient and respect us as we navigate this meeting remotely. In order for the meeting to run smoothly, I will not tolerate out of turn or inappropriate comments to be made or posted electronically. As this is a special meeting, all comments must be germane as possible to items on the agenda in order to keep the meeting moving forward in an orderly fashion. At this time, allow me to confirm that all members and persons anticipated on the agenda are present and can hear me. Members, when I call your name, can you please respond if you are present? Clerk Therian.
Present.
Thank you. Trustee Berg. Trustee Berg. Trustee Brady.
Present.
Thank you, Bill. Trustee Brennan.
Present.
Thank you, Bill. Trustee Galante.
Present.
Trustee Glotz, present. Trustee Mueller.
Present.
Thanks, Mike. Staff, when I call your name, can you please respond if you are present as well? David Niemeyer.
Present.
Pat Carr.
Present.
Laura Gadet.
Present.
Village Attorney Paul O'Grady.
Present.
Donna Framke.
They may not, there's plenty of home anyway, they may not.
Is she on the call? Kimberly Clark. I heard her earlier, I thought.
She's showing that she's still.
Kimberly Clark, can you hear me? Are you here? Priscilla Cordero.
She's not, no.
Matt Walsh.
Present.
Thank you. Forrest Reeder.
Present.
Thank you. John Urbanski.
Present.
Thank you. Brad Bettenhausen.
Present.
Andrew Brown.
Present.
Hannah Lippman.
Present.
Okay, good evening, everyone. I just want to thank you in advance for your patience and cooperation throughout tonight's Committee of the Whole meeting, or Special Committee of the Whole meeting, which is convening remotely via GoToMeeting. This open meeting of the Village at Tinley Park is being conducted remotely, consistent with the Governor Pritzker's Executive Order 2020-07, issued on March 16th, 2020, which suspends the Open Meetings Act provisions relating to in-person attendance by members of a public body. Specifically, the governor's order suspends the requirement in section 2.01 that members of a public body must be physically present, and 2, suspends the limitations in section 7 on when remote participation is allowed. The Open Meeting Act requires public bodies to allow for public comment. This meeting will feature public comment. Even if members of the public do not provide comment, participants are advised that people may be listening who do not provide comment, and those persons are not required to identify themselves. In order to mitigate the transmission of the virus and reduce risk of COVID-19 illness, Executive Order 2020-07 furthermore encourages public bodies to postpone public business when possible. Therefore, tonight's agenda has been kept to a minimum. The Open Meetings Act requires public bodies to allow for public comment. This meeting will feature public comment. Please note that this meeting is being recorded and that some attendees are participating by web audio conference. Meeting materials. All the materials for this meeting are available on the village's website, and we recommend the members and the public follow the agenda as posted. Meeting business ground rules. Before turning to the first item on the agenda, allow me to cover some ground rules for effective and clear conduct of our business and to assure accurate meeting minutes. I, Mayor Pro Tem Glatz, will introduce each speaker.
I've lost you, Trustee Glatz.
That's Trustee Brady.
Sorry, can you hear me now, Bill? It's right here. You want me to eat it?
I've lost you, Trustee Glatz.
Hello?
I'm still picking you up on the GoToMeeting.
Okay, thank you.
This is Trustee Mueller. I'm still able to hear you. I think Brady's just having some audio issues.
Maybe it's some cell phone?
Hello.
I think we should text them.
I've lost you.
Do you want me to mute him?
Have him call
Oh,
in
can
from
you hear
another
any of
device.
us?
Continue on.
I, Mayor Pro Tem Glatz, will introduce each speaker on the agenda. After they conclude their remarks, I, the chair, will go down the line of members, inviting each by name to provide any comment, questions, or motions. Please hold until your name is called further. Please remember to mute your phone or computer when you are not speaking. Please remember to speak clearly and in a way that helps generate accurate minutes. For any response or comment on any item, please wait until I, the chair, yield the floor to you, and always state your name before speaking. Talk louder? If the members wish to engage in conversation with other members, please do so through the chair, taking care to identify yourself.
There is no transmission.
That's Trustee Brady.
Hey,
It's just Trustee Brady.
okay. Hey, for the record, I did not ask, is Mayor Vandenberg on the line?
Yes, Mayor Vandenberg is on the line.
Mayor Vandenberg, are you present?
Yes, I am.
Thank you. After members have spoken, I will afford public comment as follows. The public was provided the opportunity to submit comments until noon today by emailing their public comments to the clerk's office at tinleypark.org or by placing their written comment in the drop box at the Village Hall. The public was also provided an opportunity to submit a request until noon today to clerk's office at tinleypark.org or by placing their written request in the drop box at the Village Hall to participate publicly via live telephone call at the relevant portion of the public meeting. A village representative will call the provided telephone number and allow the phone to ring not more than 4 times. If the call is not answered within those 4 rings, the call will be terminated. If answered, the participant will be allowed to participate. The public comment should be presented in a manner as if the participant is in attendance at the meeting. At the start of the call, the participant should provide their name and any other information the participant wishes to convey. For comments regarding agenda items, identify and include the specific agenda item number. The participant should try to address all comments to the public body as a whole and not any member thereof. Repetitive comments are discouraged. The total comment time for any single participant is 3 minutes. Further time, up to an additional 3 minutes, may be granted by a motion. A participant may not give his or her allotted minutes to another participant to increase that person's allotted time. Finally, each vote taken in this meeting will be conducted by a roll call vote. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Berg. Trustee Berg. Trustee Berg is absent. Trustee Brady.
Here.
Trustee Brennan.
Present.
Trustee Galante.
Present.
Trustee Glatz.
Present?
Trustee Mueller.
Present.
Being honest, said she was muted.
President Vandenberg. President President Vandenberg. President Vandenberg is not present.
Present.
Change to present. Thank you.
Present.
So noted.
Okay. draft skip for a moment. Sounds all right. Item 2, consider approval of the minutes of the Committee of the Whole meeting held on March 10th and March 17th, 2020. I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of the Committee of the Whole meetings held on March 10th and March 17th. Do I have a second?
I'll second the motion.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, could you please call the roll?
Yes, second it.
Trustee Berg. Trustee Brady. Trustee Brady. Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Galante.
Yes,
Trustee Glatz.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
Motion carries. Item number 3, discuss purchase of a small dump truck. John Urbanski, do you want to take this one, or would you rather me do it?
I can if you'd like. If you prefer to do it, I'm fine with that.
Nope, I can hear you loud and clear. Go ahead, John.
All right. Public Works is requesting the approval of replacing a 2008 F550 Ford dump truck with a 2020 model. The original truck broke down in February with internal engine noises. It was determined that the engine failure because of a valve that was broken and damaged the cylinder wall. Repairs can be made with a used engine, but the warranty would only be for 6 months on this motor and could exceed $15,000. So we are recommending to purchase a new chassis, swap out the existing bed, and hoist at a cost of $45,000. This was also recommended by the head mechanic. We would receive a 3-year warranty for the vehicle if purchased new. We have a current vehicle budgeted. We are asking the committee to allow us to utilize the funds for the current vehicle, which is a 3/4-ton pickup truck, at the amount of $40,900. We are going to take the remaining funds needed out of our O&M line at $3,993, with the overall purchase price of $44,893.
Anyone from the board have any questions for John? Thank you, John.
Thank you.
Let the record reflect there are none. I'll make a motion to move the purchase of the dump truck to the board for approval. I have a second?
This is Trustee Brennan. I'll second that motion.
Thank you, Bill. Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll?
Trustee Berg. Trustee Brady. Trustee Brennan. Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Galante.
yes,
Trustee Glatz.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
Motion carries. Item number 4, discuss a resolution declaring an emergency affecting the public health due to the outbreak of the COVID-19 disease in the state of Illinois and requiring face coverings to preserve public health and protect the residents. I don't know what you want to do on this, Dave, if you want to take it, because
Sure.
I don't want to.
I can do an overview of it. So in the board's packet is a resolution that would require residents and visitors to Tinley Park to wear face coverings outside of their place of residence due to the COVID-19 crisis. There are some exceptions. The CDC has recommended the wearing of face coverings to prevent the spread of the virus. People that are obviously working in places, that are open, grocery stores and the like. And the resolution actually has an effective date of this Friday, which would give us a couple days to notify businesses and residents. It's also important to note that there are a number of exceptions to this requirement. If a resident is engaged in outdoor activity, an exercise, that would not be required. Riding in a personal vehicle alone. If they're with household members in a separate single space. And if there is a chance that wearing the mask could create a greater health or security issue, we wouldn't want them doing that. And also, while drinking or eating is not a requirement. So this is in front of you on the committee of the whole. There's a resolution also on the board meeting. And so we can take any questions at this point in time.
We'll start from Trustee Berg, if she has anything to say. Trustee Brady?
Yes, I think it's a great idea. I've read some of the comments from the public that sent emails to me, all of us, and you have a potential with your saliva, your spit, your cough to kill somebody. And we don't want that to be on our conscience. We don't know how it would happen, but it's a possibility. So I think the restrictions of being in public, being 6 feet away from people, are doing everything they can do to help us prevent any more deaths in our community, in our state, in our country, in our world. So I think it'd be a good idea to implement this emergency resolution to help our community.
Thank you, Bill. Trustee Brennan?
Yeah, I have also read a lot of the emails that have come in through, and you know, I could go both ways on this, but I think that if by enacting this, if we were to save just one life, I think that's well worth putting this resolution through. I think there's some confusion around it, whether it being a resolution or an ordinance. I understand that there's going to be no tickets issued with this, but I also think that me personally, I just had a client die of it this morning, so I know that there's a lot more people impacted than just the individuals. They could be wearing these masks. I think it could do much better good, but I also understand that I understand the pushback on the government mandated face mask. So, me personally, I think it's a good thing. But if they want to wait till something gets ordered down from the state level, I mean, I'm fine with that too. So I think it's definitely a good thing, but I think it's I could go either way. So. That's my 2 cents.
Thank you, Bill. Trustee Galante?
Thank you. I'm with both bills, I guess. When I have to think about the people that are considered essential workers, who are doing their jobs because they are required to be in their positions, and I understand that people don't like be told they have to wear them, and I think that's still their option. If they, if I think it's important that we protect essential workers, and if people don't feel comfortable wearing the mask or don't want to wear them, they don't have to go into the businesses. That's still their right. But I feel like if we don't do something for the essential workers, they're going to be put at risk every time people come in and out of their businesses, and they have no way to stop them. So right now I'm pro face coverings when you're out in a business, and when you're walking in. I agree. If you're walking with your family, I hope that it doesn't come to us having to wear them when we're in our backyards, but in businesses, yes.
Thanks, Diane. Trustee Mueller?
Yeah, I certainly think that anything that we could do to help kind of stop the spread of this pandemic is a step in the right direction. The CDC is essentially strongly encouraging folks to wear face masks, and the resources there, even specify how to make a face covering out of something as simple as an old T-shirt that provides not only you with protection, but the others around you with protection during this time. It's truly unfortunate, and I think some businesses are doing a very good job of in using the social distancing even when in the businesses. But I think there are some businesses where folks are getting closer than 6 feet, and these two things need to be used in conjunction with each other so that we can continue to maintain, being able to go to the grocery stores, being able to go to a hardware store to get some essential materials. And if this gets worse, I know Illinois had a very bad day today with over 1,500 new cases and over 100 deaths. If we don't start taking measures, this is only going to get worse. That's kind of my thought on it all.
Thank you, Mike. President Vandenberg?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Can you hear me okay?
Perfect.
Thank you. Well, first of all, I would like to say thank you for placing this on the committee of the whole agenda. As an essential worker myself, I understand firsthand the situation and issues that have surrounded wearing masks, not wearing masks. And myself and my staff have, at my place of work, have taken this extremely seriously. About a week and a half ago, I received an email to my village email account from a concerned resident about her child that is working at a local fast food restaurant here in Tinley Park. Her concern was that the business was not providing PPE, or in this case, masks, to the employees. And she felt that that was something that the village should take into consideration to reach out to these businesses and inform them the importance of protecting their employees. So after kind of doing some just general research on that, obviously other municipalities have made some extremely radical shifts to enforcing this. The intent behind this since day one has not to place a mandate or an ordinance on the public. It has been to more or less express the importance to businesses, essential services and businesses, to provide the various PPE required to their employees to keep them safe. So I thought we owed it to the individual that emailed us about that. Obviously, as it's been mentioned, multiple emails have come in over the last 24 hours regarding this resolution, and I understand their concerns and grievances with government, too much government enforcing them to do things. However, we're seeing firsthand the devastation that a pandemic, in this case COVID-19, can do to communities. And this board has an obligation to protect the public health, just as well as the Cook County and Will counties and the state of Illinois and the federal government. That means that we suggest and require that people are traveling or out in public and working in essential services to wear masks. I think we absolutely owe that to our community. Mr. Chairman, thank you very much for putting it on the agenda.
Thank you, Jake, for asking Dave to bring this forward. However, though, as much as I strongly encourage everybody wearing some type of protective face covering, I don't believe that the village should be mandating it. I think that should come from the governor, Pritzker himself, not, individual municipalities. I also think it would put an extra undue burden on our police worrying about, issuing and getting phone calls to be chasing down someone that didn't have their mask. I personally wear a mask when I go out, and I highly encourage others, to do the same. It just, we don't want to put our seniors or at-risk residents in harm's way. I think we're overstepping our duties for governing for this. I think this is something that should come from Governor Pritzker, not the village board. That's it. Clerk Therian, do you have anything you want to add?
Well, I agree with your comments, Trustee Glatz, so I have nothing to add to that.
Thank you. Just real quick, Paul, could you describe the difference? I think some of the problem here is, I don't think people realize this is a resolution, not an ordinance. Could you just describe really quick the difference in a couple sentences or so?
I would just say at the end of the day, there's no real enforcement mechanism. There is no fine involved. There's no recommendation to arrest. I think what we're just saying is that we're, ordering or requesting our businesses to provide the mask and the sanitary and the things that are outlined, as well as the face coverings that civilians should be wearing when they visit essential businesses, right?
Thanks, Paul.
Is that enough?
Yep.
Do you want more?
Perfect. No, perfect. Thank you.
Many businesses are also limiting the amount of customers that can be in the business at any given time, and I also think that's a very good measure to implement.
And I think we kind of get to the spirit of that, and this is Attorney O'Grady again, Madam Clerk, that to
Trustee Glatz?
the social distancing piece of it, that we're saying that if you have a
Trustee-
business, make sure social distancing protocols are in place and signage to that effect.
Trustee Brady, go ahead.
Yes, I just wanted to add, he talked about people who are talking about government mandating things. In World War II, the government mandated blackouts. The government has mandated that we all wear seatbelts, okay? They've mandated that children are in child restraining seats in their cars to protect them, all to protect the public, okay? It's in our best interest, okay? I mean, we know now that you can't spit at a police officer. That's a felony, okay? Because of the diseases that someone could catch by it. So this is only a temporary time. You could have a lot of fun with it. Decorate your mask. You could use a scarf that you use in the wintertime to protect your face in the winter. You're doing this to protect so you don't kill somebody with a disease. That's all.
Thank you, Bill. So would anybody like to make a motion to move this forward? I'm not going to be making the motion.
I'll make a motion.
Trustee Brady has made a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
So Trustee Galante has seconded. Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll?
Trustee Berg.
No.
Trustee Brady.
When did she chime in?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan. Trustee Brennan.
His name is.
Yes.
Okay. Trustee Galante.
Yes.
Trustee Glatz.
Before I continue, I was unaware that Trustee Berg is now on the line. Hey, Sydney, thanks for joining us. Before we continue, is there anything you want to add to this?
Sorry, I was on hold for 20 minutes on the wrong number.
Sorry. Would you like to add anything to this before we finish the vote?
Just that when a cloth mask and anything that you put on your face is not impervious. Anytime you sneeze once through it, it is considered porous anymore. The germs still travel through it. So it's nice that people want to wear masks, but I'm not really quite sure its efficacy. And without the respirator mask, that's really the only guarantee that you're going to not pass any germ. Thank you.
Thanks, Cindy. No.
Trustee Mueller. Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
What was the vote?
Okay, so it's 3 ayes, 2 nays,
It was,
3 for, 2 against.
I said yes. Sorry.
I'm sorry, okay, that makes 4 yes, 2 against.
motion carries. Thanks, Mike, for clearing that up. Number 5, receive comments from the public. Were there any public written comments received by email or via Dropbox at the Village Hall today, Laura?
Yes. We did receive.
Make sure, Laura, can you please use the
Yeah.
microphone?
That's okay, I just want to know if there was, so,
Yeah,
Paul, could you take?
Yeah, you want me to take it? Yeah, just so everyone, I think everybody alluded to already in their discussion, but Mr. Stephen Eberhardt requested that he have his comment. I think everybody saw that on the cow tonight. It was for face coverings. There was a Mr. Jaffer Ali that requested that his comments be considered. They were forwarded. I heard everybody said they got them. Again, regarding face coverings.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes,
I just want to inform you that the audio coming from everyone besides the chairman is extremely faint. I'm not sure if you're speaking directly into a microphone or not, but if you could please speak up, that would be grateful. Thank you.
thanks, Jake.
No problem, Mayor. Again, there was an unknown email, or there was no name, there was an email with an email address that asked for it to be considered on the cow again, regarding face coverings. There was one email that was received after the cutoff that we forwarded on to everyone to make sure that everyone saw that as well. That was outlined for your consideration anyways, and that was also regarding face covering. So there was a total of 3 that were accepted before that were forwarded on to the committee, as well as 1 that was accepted after the cutoff, and those were all forwarded on, dealing with face coverings to the committee of the whole and the mayor and all the elected officials.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Let's see. Are there any requests, Hannah, for telephonic public comment?
That goes to me again. And, Mr. Chairman, no, this is Attorney O'Grady. There were no requests for telephonic participation in the cow, or on this agenda item, I should say, or in the cow.
Great, thank you. I motion to adjourn the special committee of the whole. Do I have a second?
Second?
Thank you, Bill. Madam Clerk, could you please call the roll?
Trustee Berg.
I'm not sure. What is the vote on?
To adjourn the meeting.
I can't hear at all.
Adjourn the meeting.
To adjourn,
Adjourn, yes.
Trustee Brady.
Yes, adjourn.
Okay, so noted, Trustee Berg. Trustee
Yes.
Brady. Okay. Trustee Brennan. Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Galante.
Yes.
Trustee Glatz.
yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
Declare the motion carried at 6:09 PM.